What's up, Money League? Yep, last week I missed you, my bad. It's 2 weeks I've missed this year already. I got a couple things about that. These Thursday night games suck. Number one, it pushes everything up a couple of days. By the time Thursday's passed, I feel like a video is worthless. Hence, I'm doing it here tonight on Saturday night. But I'm doing it because I feel obligated. And number two, there's just horrendous games on Thursday nights. They need to start fucking picking some winners, some good games. But now I'm on to the Money League. I'm on to what's happening here week 6. We got a lot of stuff going down heading into week 6. There's some teams on the verge, on the brink of being in the panic room. There's some teams already there. And there's some teams that are just setting themselves up pretty for the stretch run into the playoffs. I got a special guest here today. I know you guys are curious who it could be. But I don't think I'll disappoint. It's this little black kitty cat. It's me and this cat here all fucking night, baby. How we doing? Yeah, we're going to pick the games together? Good. Yeah, we're going to have a little drink. We're getting ready for the Red Sox. Kitties can't drink scotch. Silly kitty. Well, let me tell you something. Something crazy happens middle of the season every year. People start losing their fucking minds and get sensitive, get their period, get crazy. Number one case, Joey Jeffrey, Mr. Daily Life. You don't set your lineup, you're going to get ridiculed on the message board. What the fuck? You think that's just going to go unnoticed? Guy was ruled out at like 10:30 in the morning, and you still start Calvin Johnson. And then you start getting on your period telling me, this is my daily life. Oh, and then you start reciting a fucking movie. Fucking loser. Come on. Smarten up. Start your guys that are going to start. Sit your guys that are going to sit. Let's go. Get it together. And Shmoo, you too. You say you pick up a tight end. You don't pick one up. You don't start a tight end. If you're not going to, geesh. Get something going here. And now one of the trades. Mikey just raped you both. Kitty, what do you think? Sean and Joey's trades. Yeah, they're terrible. I agree. 100%. 100% agree. But we're moving on. Mikey's trying to set himself up pretty. He's done it. He's trying to be this pretty kitty with his hat. Mike, you should get one of these fucking hats, I swear to God. Anyways, let's talk about what we're looking at. Who I think is a fraud team. Who I think is a mover and a shaker. Who's moving up the rankings, the standings. And what teams are on the brink of being completely decimated and eliminated from this season. I think there's one fraud 4-1 team. There's one fraud 4-1 team. And there's 3 4-1 teams. There's no undefeated. Clink, thanks for the ass whooping. But Shmoo, you're a fraud. You've got I'm looking at it right now. You've scored the 3rd fewest points. You won when DeForge scored 200 points last week. You got some solid plays, but I'm calling you out. You're a fraud. Your QB situation's not too good. Doesn't mean I'm not going to pick you this week, but you're my fraud, and my mover and shaker has got to be Mikey. The dude just revamped his whole team. He was on the downslope. He was looking bad. He had Jamal Charles, and that's about it. And all of a sudden, you had Calvin Johnson, Demaryius Thomas, Jamal Charles. And, Cam Newton's nothing to sneeze at. He's not the top echelon, but he's nothing to sneeze at. And I think ultimately there's a couple of teams that are going to be make or break this week. Mikey called it rivalry week. There's a couple of rivalries this week. But the teams on the verge of completely falling off to the abyss, obviously DeForge, Kuba 1-4 facing me. Not a good week for you, bro. I know you're pretty complacent. You're pretty happy that you won last year and you're okay with losing and falling back to your shit ways, so that's fine. But man, Chad, you were like the ultimate on the brink all season. If Peyton Manning scores 1,300, you're good. If he doesn't, your team is terrible. The thing is, he's going to score a lot of points, so I don't know what to make of it. This has clearly been a QB-driven league for many years, and this year is by far the biggest year where the top echelon quarterbacks mean more than anything. This kid, he's going to sit right up here. If you don't have one of the top QBs putting up stats, I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. Let me get my caddy foul. Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, of course, Drew Brees. I'm putting Romo, Rivers, and Stafford up there. The only team in that bunch, The only quarterback in that bunch on a team that's losing is Chad, and that's because he drafted so terribly after he took Peyton Manning. But ultimately, I think we're all starting to see you better pick quarterbacks, and you better pick quarterbacks early if you're going to continue to be good in the money league. On to this week. On to who I think is going to be our player of the week, our boom player of the week. Who do you think? Yeah, who's it? Who? Okay. The boom player of the week, I'm giving it to Dougie Martin against a pretty weak defense he's going against. This is going to be the week he busts out. He's going against Philly. He's going to go bananas. And I know he blew up last year, but this year has been pretty bad. I think he's averaging under 3 yards a carry or something to that effect. He's going to be our boom player of the week. And now we're going to get into some matchups. I'm not going to go crazy into them, but I just want to hit on a couple of things. Matchup number one, I'm going to just start it out, even though Kuba and I are typically a rivalry. We don't like each other in fantasy. I'm going to put us in a regular nice matchup, 1-1. It's 4-1 me, 1-4 you. I don't really need to dive into it. Drew Brees is my guy. Brandon Marshall start off nice for you, but other than Brandon Marshall, AJ Green, your team is pretty bad. I'm going to be solid against you this week. This could have been the blower of the week. I didn't put it there. I pushed to 5-1. You fall to 1-5. Number 2, Joel, 3-2. You almost were a fraud for me. I don't know how you got the 3-2, but you did it. You started Cap that 1 week you blew up, and then somehow Rivers is saving your little derriere. And you're going against the 1-4 DeForge. I honestly think this is the week. Brady was almost my boom player of the week, DeForge. I think this is the week Brady and Dougie come through for you. Brady's got to put up points. He's going to be chucking it all over the place no matter how in sync he is with his receivers. Yes, Phillip Rivers can go off for you against Indy, but Indy's got some pretty good pass defense. I think your running backs are a little old. Forte had a mediocre night. I'm going with DeForge here to get himself to 2-4 and for you to fall to 3-3, get yourself to even. I don't see you push up that 4-2 record, Joel. Next matchup, Shaw versus Chad. Shaw has went from a pretty strong team to now a terrible team. Not only did you trade away Demaryius Thomas for a bag of shit, your quarterback is being decimated by injuries. He's on a bye. You're starting someone I don't even care to talk about. Chad's going to pull this one out, and I don't even think Peyton Manning has one of his huge days because Jacksonville is just so bad they're going to be blowing him out. Chad gets to even. You fall to 2-4, Shaw. You're going to be falling off the fucking cliff of the earth in this league. Number 4, Shmoo versus JJ. I don't know who to pick in this game. Eli Manning sucks, and you started him. That's terrible. Stafford, I think, makes up for that in a huge way, especially at QB for him. I mean, Alf, McCoy, Randall Cobb, Corn Cobb versus Larry Fitz is basically how it shakes up because Cruz and Hakeem Nicks even themselves out. I just don't know if Lynch has enough. I'm on the fence here of who's going to pull it out, but I'm going to go with the better quarterback because this is a quarterback-driven league. Stafford gets the win. Justin gets the 4-2. Shmoo, you fall to 4-2. I'm circling Justin. And in my blowout of the week, in my BOW, who we got? Who we got blowing out who? Yeah, Joey getting blowed the fuck out by Igor. Igor's a sneaky 3-2, and he's got a sneaky good team. A-Rod's coming at it. Arian's been putting up numbers. Lacey, Joey, RG3 is pretty decent. Those running backs, you got a mediocre. You got no wide receivers anymore. This could be a 1,000-point delta in this game. It's going to be ugly. And I had to do it. I had to set up Clinton Mikey as the boom game of the week for week 6. It's got to be Mikey. It's got to be Clint. It's a good matchup. Mikey's 2-3. Clint's 4-1. Clint's team is rolling right now. Mikey's team is completely new. Completely new. I know he's got some issues at the number 2 running back, but other than that, you got a solid Jamal Charles, top 5 running back. You got one top 5 wide receiver. Calvin obviously is the best receiver when he's getting off, and he's probably going to get off the second he gets back on that field if it's this week. Cam, we'll see, but I mean Romo, you got Romo. Gore has been pretty good. T-Rich, I just don't know if he really can get there, but it's Dez. I just don't know if you got enough, though. If all of Mikey's players go, I'm giving Mikey the nod in the game of the week. And I can't go back and say if another thing happens, so Mikey gets my nod game of the week. Mikey goes to 3-3. Clint falls to 4-2. Here's the recap. I'm over Kuba. Greg's over Joel. Chatty beats Shaw. JJ over Shmoo. In the BOW. Igor beats up on Joey. In the game of the week. Mikey over Clint. Totally revamped. Everyone enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend. Everyone enjoy watching the Patriots, watching the Red Sox. This is a fantastic week. Peace.